Let's continue our look at OU's 2026 recruiting class, which is currently ranked number 2 in the country by Softball America. Last week, I did a video on Kiele Ho-Ching. If you missed that one, there's the link in the top corner of the screen. That was a very fun video to do, just like this week's, as we get to know Ella Kate Smith a little bit better. EK is what most call her. And boy, she is an incredible pitcher out of Katy, Texas. EK is rated as a 5-star prospect and the number 12 overall player in the 2026 class by Softball America. She's the second highest rated player in the 26 class for OU by Softball America and joins Ho-Ching as the 2 committed 5-stars for OU in this class. But that's not the only ranking where EK Smith ranks among the best in the country. She's actually the number 2 overall player by Perfect Game and the number 4 overall player by Extra Innings Softball. So there's 2 services out there that think she's a top 5 player nationally. Not bad. In May of 2023, she actually debuted as the number 1 overall player in the 2026 class by Extra Innings. And it's a really cool story how it happened. Her travel ball coach handed her the phone. She was told that she was about to be publicly named the number 1 overall player in the country. She was shocked. Her parents were shocked. It was a very emotional moment that they all had together, which is really, really cool. And one of the reasons that it was such an emotional moment is because EK was doubted as a young softball player. She didn't just show up day 1 on a softball field and was instantly by far and away the best player. That was not the case at all. She really had to work at it. She actually had a coach tell her that she would never be a pitcher at one point early on in her career. But she's worked hard. She's learned how to locate. She has developed an incredible changeup. She's just one of the elite players in the country. And a big reason why she's ranked so high is because of how lethal she is in the circle, yes, but also because of how lethal she is at the plate. Now, Softball America has her listed as a pitcher only. But EK said in an interview earlier this year, she will have the opportunity to both pitch and hit at OU. She can play first base as well as the outfield. She's a big-time hitter. Big-time hitter. I mean, really just a special talent. And here's what Extra Innings says about Ella Kate Smith. A standout pitcher for Impact Gold Jackson 18U and an Oklahoma commit, has established herself as a powerhouse on both sides of the ball. Her stats speak for themselves. A 1.20 ERA over 116 innings pitched, striking out 136 batters while holding opponents to a 184 batting average. Offensively, she boasts a 433 batting average, a 504 on-base percentage, and an incredible 1.274 OPS with 15 home runs, showcasing her dominance at the plate. Smith's accolades are as impressive as her stats. She has earned TGCA All-State, TXSWA All-State, First Team All-Greater Houston, and 19 6A First Team All-District honors. Additionally, she was named to the Alliance Championship All-Tournament team, further solidifying her as one of the top players in the class. A powerhouse on both sides of the ball. I like that, powerhouse. That's a pretty accurate description when you kind of watch the highlights, you look at the stats and everything else with EK Smith. Her travel ball coach, Casey Jackson, called her, quote, the definition of clutch. Whether delivering a big strikeout or smashing a walk-off home run, Smith consistently shines in high-pressure moments, making her a true game changer. So we hear from a recruiting service, they call her a powerhouse. We hear from her travel ball coach, clutch in the circle at the plate. Pretty good start as we continue to learn more and more about EK Smith. She committed to OU on October 5th of 2024. And here was the social media post when she committed. I am extremely blessed to announce my commitment to the University of Oklahoma. I first want to thank God for his guidance in this journey because without him, this would not be possible. Also, I would like to thank my parents, siblings, and family who have supported me in every single step I took. No matter the outcome, I always knew that I had people who forever loved me, and for that, I am forever thankful. I would also like to thank all the coaches who have not only made me a better player, but a stronger person. Especially all the coaches in Impact Gold who have helped me do something I did not even know was possible. Lastly, I would like to thank the OU staff for giving me this amazing opportunity. Boomer Sooner. As you can imagine, she had her pick of anywhere she wanted to go play college softball. Arkansas, UCLA, Alabama, Florida, Texas A&M, all recruited her as well as several others. But why Oklahoma? Why Patty Gasso Sooners leaving the Houston area to come to Norman? I'll let EK tell the story, and it's a really cool one. She told this story on the Outside the Chute podcast earlier this year. Take a listen.
I think I did a pretty good job, like majority of the summer, like almost all summer. Like I just played my game. Like was my biggest focus. And then kind of once we hit that last tournament, I kind of realized like, oh, this is the next thing that's happening. And I kind of started getting nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like September 1st, like this is like the next thing. There's no more tournaments, like kind of all that kind of stuff. And then September 1st was definitely really crazy. Took all my calls for like a couple days and kind of started narrowing down schools. I took my visits, and honestly, like OU hadn't called me like on September 1st. And I was just kind of like, okay, like I didn't really I was like, it was kind of like I wonder why, but I wasn't like stressed about, like I had my options that I wanted too. Yeah. So it was like, wasn't a big thing. And then took my visit, and they were all great schools. Like I could have literally drew a name out of a hat any day and been happy where I went. Like, and so it was like kind of like you went down to like the finest details, I guess you could say.
Right.
And there was always like something I really loved about a school, but then something I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about like every single one of them. So whenever I took my last visit, I was like, okay, I want to make a decision this week. And the stress of me trying to figure out what I was going to do was literally like insane. I was like, I have no clue what I'm going to do. Like, this is insane. I was just at a total loss. Like people would ask me, I'm like, don't know, can't tell you. Like if you know the answer, you know it before I do. And so I honestly prayed when I was like, God, whatever it is, just hit me in the face with it. And the next day, Jazz called me and she was like, hey, she's like, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you don't want to do anything with it, we don't have to. But like Coach Gasso is willing to talk to you if you want to talk to her. And I was just like, yes, like I do. And because honestly, like I've always loved Oklahoma, like since I stepped on campus, the first time I ever went to a camp, like it's just always felt very like homey to me. And I guess that's maybe because I'm like from the Midwest. So maybe that's why. Right. But it just felt so comfortable to me. So I had a call with her that night. And like one of the first things she said on the phone, she was like, she answered the phone. She goes, well, this is a unique situation. And I was just like, and then, but she was like, and then like one of the next things she said was, I think God put us in this position for a reason. I just like, wow. It was just like insane. It was just like, it felt so different. And I had just had a phone call. Like that was it. Wow. And so, I ended up going to Norman that next, I want to say it was Sunday, and left on Monday. Like it was literally like a day trip, like barely was there, but it was just like everything. I absolutely loved it there. They had not only just like, I mean, obviously the history of OU is just insanely impressive. It's competitive. Like I knew it was somewhere that would push me, but also just like the team and family atmosphere of it all. Like it just felt so comfortable. Like sometimes you go to some of the visits, it's like you kind of show up the first day and it's like, cool, like this is fun. And then you kind of get comfortable like the more you're there. But it's like, I felt comfortable like the second I was there. And it was just such a different feeling. Like I kept hearing people say, when you know, and I'm like, okay, so when am I going to know? And then I got there and I was like, okay, I know, like, this is it. I committed on my visit. I was just like, it was everything. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Very awesome and very powerful, both. And that story is really cool, but it's also a small peek into the fact that, I mean, she's just the type of player that you want in this program. And I feel like I've said that a lot about other players, I know. But why I've said that a lot is because others that are way closer to these players than I am also say those things about these incredible athletes. And also because I think we know by now that those are the types of players that this program recruits. You've got to be a really good player, yes, but you've also got to be about the right stuff. And that's just a small look into the incredible person that I think EK Smith is. I'll play another clip. This one's fun. Here's EK talking about Patty Gasso.
I love Coach Gasso. She's such like, I remember I used to be like, when I was younger, I'd be like so like scared to talk to her because like, oh my gosh, it's Patty Gasso. Like, but then it's like whenever you start talking to her, like she's just like, she's just one of those people, like, it's like, why be scared of her if you don't really know her? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like whenever we would start talking, she'd be like, we talk about things, and she like loves her dogs. And we always, one of the biggest things, if you like going to Oklahoma, if you get into an Uno game, beware, because it's intense. It's one of the funnest things I've ever played. And I remember one of the camps I went to, I was playing between her and her husband. And it was like insane. And I was just like, oh my gosh, these people love Uno. And we played Uno on my visit. Like, it's just one of those things. I feel like it's almost like a rite of passage going to Oklahoma. You have to play Uno. But it's so funny. Like, and she's just genuinely like, she's kind of funny because it's like, you think she's all serious, but also like she genuinely like, she has so much love for her players and growing her team, and just, she'll push you as hard as she like push you to your limits, but I feel like she's overall like there for you at the end of the day. And I feel like that's really neat.
EK is one of 3 OU commits on the USA Softball U18 women's national team that will compete in Oklahoma City this fall in the WBSC World Cup Finals at Devon Park. And like I said about Ho Ching last week, I love that EK is going to be put in that environment against those teams. A surefire way to get better at softball is to play the best competition. Wearing USA across your chest is a big deal, as well as an incredible honor, and I think one that she takes very, very seriously. And yes, she faces good competition in both Texas high school ball and club ball, but that's just going to be a different environment, and she's probably never seen anything like that before in her softball career. That makes you better. Just love the opportunity for her, the experience that it gives, representing USA Softball, which is really cool. Cannot wait to see what she'll do inside the circle, and we'll certainly cover all 3 OU commits in Oklahoma City this fall, playing on that big stage. But here's the deal. They're more than just softball players. They have interest outside of the diamond, and EK is no different. Like, let's get to know her a little bit more. As she told the Outside the Chute podcast, a talent she has that people would be surprised to know.
I'm actually really good at cooking.
Okay. Nice.
So, I don't know.
What's your best
I have
dish?
free time, I'm like, oh, let's go find something to make.
What's your best dish?
Kind of trying. I'm really good at making focaccia bread, and I'll do like different like ones, like a cheesy one, or like I'll just throw a bunch of stuff in with it. And I feel like that's always like a really good one. Like, I'll bring it to like small events, like with my friends and stuff too.
So she can cook will probably make her even more popular with her OU teammates when she gets to campus. She's an incredible player, but is there someone that EK likes to model her game after? A former Sooner, by chance? She mentions 2 players, and yes, one is a recent great for OU.
I really like Kelly Maxwell. I really was inspired her like before she even transferred. Just kind of like her, like just her presence in the game. And then just like kind of actually, I met her whenever she was at Oklahoma State before, and like I just loved her presence. And then after her whole story and everything of transferring, like I just really like idolize like the way she goes about the game. And then another one would probably be like Rachel Garcia, just because she's like a big 2-way player, and that's like I just loved watching her play when I was younger.
I would not be mad if she's the next Kelly Maxwell for this program. Not that I hope EK is here for just 1 year. I hope she's here for 4 years. But I'd like another Women's College World Series Most Outstanding Player. I think I would take that right now. I also like the Rachel Garcia pick. She was awesome at UCLA, helped carry that team to the 2019 title, unfortunately over Oklahoma, won the Honda Cup. She was excellent, so I'd say that EK chose quite wisely with those 2 picks. So the ranking services love her. Coaches say great things about her. But what about her teammates? It's often a very telling sign what teammates think about another player. Well, via Extra Innings Softball, here's what teammates have said about playing with EK Smith. One teammate said, quote, EK is probably one of the best teammates I've ever had. She always has a positive attitude and works hard to improve, no matter the setback or difficulties. She leads by an example for me and the rest of the team, and she develops real relationships with her teammates, including myself. She's always there for me when I'm having a bad game or practice, and somehow makes me laugh or smile. Her skills on the field are some of the best I've ever seen, and that's not biased. As one of the catchers, I can trust her to throw any pitch and know she will hit that spot. Not only is she a pitcher, but she's a hitter. I mean, that girl has so many home runs, I can't even count them. I think what makes her unique is her willingness to fight and work. EK works harder than anyone I've ever met. She goes out to pitch and hit almost every day, no matter if it's raining or if it's cold. Here's another quote. EK is a great teammate. She always has a smile on her face and is constantly making sure we do too. She's an outstanding pitcher who also comes in clutch in tough situations. Outside of her pitching, she is also a great hitter who makes solid contact at the plate. EK had multiple game-winning home runs in the fall season. Just a great all-around player and an even better teammate and person. So those aren't just short, yeah, she's a great teammate. I really like her. She's a fantastic softball player. Those aren't 2 or 3 sentence throwaway statements by her teammates. Those are long, thought-out responses about what kind of leader she is, what kind of friend she is, what kind of player that she is. I mean, that is a really good look into exactly what EK Smith is all about. And I love hearing from the coaches. I love hearing from the recruiting services. But I think it's a little bit different when you hear from her teammates, and especially that she's a 5-star player. Doesn't sound like EK thinks that she's above everyone else. Doesn't sound like EK thinks that everyone else is just in her way. No, she is there to help her team get better, and she's been kind of the model citizen and the model friend and the model teammate along the way. Again, those weren't just short throwaway comments. Those were long responses by a couple of her teammates. That's really, really cool, really impressive stuff. I mean, she just seems like the total package to me. Elite pitcher, elite hitter, clutch, great teammate. And I'm going to bet, based on what we've heard, that she's got some championship mindset to her as well. This just seems like an incredible get for OU in so many ways, and obviously I can't wait to see what she does. But with all of that being said, what's the way too early projection for her? Well, I think all the ingredients are there for her to be an incredible player at OU. I don't think that that's a hot take. My question right now is, will it be as a pitcher or will it be as a two-way player? I think the pitching side of things is where she's most likely going to have her biggest impact at OU. The velocity, the ability to change speeds, the command she has that everyone seems to talk about. Like, she's a pitcher, and she's an elite pitcher as well. But she also is an elite hitter, and we've heard that from her teammates and everyone else. She's an elite hitter, and she brings a ton of power to the plate. And she's also shown some position flexibility as well, being able to play both at first base and in the outfield. So yeah, I think that there's a chance she works with JT Gasso early on in her career, and they say, we have to have her bat in the lineup. She's so good. Like, we'll see what happens there because other great bats are in the lineup for Oklahoma. But I'm not going to doubt her for a second. I'm not going to doubt her work ethic, and I'm certainly not going to doubt her abilities. If you tell me right now she's going to be a great two-way player for OU someday, then I'll absolutely believe it. But I do think her biggest impact will be felt in the circle in her OU career. And with the stuff she already has, I think that she's absolutely someone that could contribute right away. I'm a huge fan of EK Smith, and I hope after watching this video, you are too. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications so you know immediately every time I drop a video. And as always, thank you for watching.